Welcome to Know Your Money, where we will explore our relationship with money and how the psychology of it impacts our financial decisions, as everyone thinks about money differently. In our podcast, we'll be presenting a variety of financial topics in an easy-to-understand way, which we hope will assist you with managing your money. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Know Your Money. Warren, Craig, how are you today?
Craig, 2 weeks in a row, buddy. 2 weeks in a row.
All good, thank you.
Yeah, very well. Nice to see you guys again.
You too.
Yes, you too. Awesome stuff. Okay, so today is the last of the 7, which is growing your money. So
Right.
some people can do this very easily, other people can't. And by growing, I mean your future self, like putting money towards your retirement so that one day you have grown this beautiful nest, or businesses. So some people just focus on growing their business and putting all of their effort and time into that, then they don't have any time with their family. Does that make sense?
I think for me, growing is being smart with your money. Go into a financial planner and they go through your future and what we've discussed over the last 6-7 weeks. And then how do you allocate that money to the correct place? Also for saving tax. Look at the big picture. You want to try and save as much tax as possible and make your money grow as efficiently as possible in the right areas. And what products will suit that?
Yeah, and this is where you talk about the differences between, retirement annuities and
Tax-free investments, endowment
so
policies.
it's not just saving. It's you've got the ability, you've worked out on your saving side, and now it's where do you put these savings?
The smartest place to put it for the best outcome in the future.
Yeah, and I think again, like some people can be blocked in that and some people can be overactive. So the people that generally come to a financial advisor and they say, where should I put it? And, what is tax efficient? And they don't take that advice. They could be blocked in it. So I had a client and we got sort of to the root of it. And growing up, her mother was quite a heavy gambler. She even used to have to lie outside the
casino.
Yeah, like because the kids weren't allowed in to sleep because she was still gambling and then go. So when we were talking about growing money and, how do you do it and what's your first memory of it, we went to first memory, but it just unraveled that she saw growing money as gambling because you're investing in the market and it's up and down and you don't know what you're going to get.
Interesting.
And that stopped her from ever growing money.
So, I think people as well, and this is the reason because I've thought about it, why I don't grow my money as much as I should, and why I didn't start younger. I've always been one to try and control all aspects of my life. And by investing with a third party, whether it be, who do you guys recommend usually?
Well, there's many, Alan Gray, for example,
Alan Gray,
91,
but
Momentum.
I don't have control over that. So is that maybe my mental block in growing my money is, well, if I'm controlling it, then I know what I'm doing, versus having no control and making the smart decision and getting a professional.
Well, what does losing control mean to you?
That's a deep one. Losing control, it's an uncomfortable feeling. I'm self-employed because I like to be in control. In every aspect of my life, I'm in control as much as I can be. The world's a random place, blah, blah, blah. But
and what was control like growing up?
Control was, how to say this? I guess, again, it's that feeling of safety or responsibility, or if I made a bad decision, I can own it. But if something happened that was bad and I had no control over it, it felt horrible, I guess.
But I think also, Warren, people who are savers, they think that the best place to save is in the bank.
Which is what I've been doing most of my life, yeah.
But then the growth on that money is not going to outperform inflation.
Of course, yeah.
Then if you allow another third party, as you mentioned, another investment company to look after that money and grow it, there is going to be short-term risks in your mind. You go, the market goes up, the market goes down. But over the period of time, the market's going to be better than inflation. You're going to grow your money much more than inflation, whereas in the money market scenarios. So that's where growing is important, where a good financial planner can help see that you don't just keep your money in cash. Cash is safety. So you feel, I'm nice and safe here. I can control it. I'm getting my 6%, 7%, but actually inflation is also 7%.
Yeah.
In the market, I'm getting 12, or sometimes I'm getting 4, and I've got no control. But over the big picture, you will have control, and the money will outperform inflation.
And I think that's important as well, because let's say even on an aggregate of call it 0.5% a year, your money is below inflation in your savings account. You saved in your savings account for that 20 years. You are worse off.
Correct.
As far as your ability to spend when you're older than you would have been.
In a unit trust or retirement annuity.
And so when we talk about growing, I'm assuming we're talking longevity. It's looking at your future. It's looking at retirement.
Not only as far as that, Brian. I think it's shorter term as well. Depends where the bucket comes in or where the goal comes in.
Yes, I mean, I think the very short ones are your savings things. The growing is like that seed that you plant, and it takes a really, really long time. So it's very different to saving, if that makes sense. So growing, an example of overactive growing is people that have a business and all they do is focus on growing that business and making that become $1 million company and then $1 billion company, because they need it to grow and they get satisfaction or love, or I don't know what it is, from doing that. But then their family is impacted or those kind of things. So I think growing it's really important to do it, but you've got to go to the root. And you said safety. Craig brought you back to, you think that it's safe in your bank account, but it's not. That is definitely the answer, the logical answer. But you've got to go to the conscious or the unconscious side of where does that safety come from? Why does it feel safer to you to keep it in your bank account versus put it in something that can make you more? Logically, that if you invest in the market, you would have had better.
And we've said in previous episodes, I wish I'd done that for longer.
Oh, not too late.
But even now, you said even now it's still...
Yeah, even now, I don't know if it's control. I don't know if it's fear. I don't know what to be honest, the emotion is, but I feel safer with the money in a savings account that has no transactional ability besides internal movement. So that's where I keep my money.
So can you, growing up, what were the things that you heard about money? What were the, so I don't want to say all of them, but money doesn't grow on trees. What were the...
So what I think it was? I think it's like, if we look at the crash that happened in 2008.
How old were you then?
I was a young man. How old am I now? That's a good question.
You're not an old man.
I would have been about 20 years old. No. Yeah, around that age.
Okay.
And so around the beginning of my journey of growing money would have been. And I just remember all the stories I would hear and read about people's pensions, their life savings being wiped out. From this misallocation of funds by the big, especially in America, basically. And that scared me. I was like, well, can you imagine getting to 60 and finding out 2/3 of your money's gone?
Yeah.
But,
so that fear stuck with you
press.
now. And it affects certain generations. All of these kind of things, like people from the war or the Great Depression or anything are all going to have different relationships and thoughts. But if we can just try get you to do more compounding and see that fear and how things have changed to protect that.
But in 18 months, I know, and the problem is the newspapers sensationalize everything and make it.
Yes, and
they'll
what
take
sells them.
a
very small percentage of cases.
Yeah, they don't often give you
It's not like most people lost money. It's some people.
No, so the market did come off, I think 40%, which is right, but it recovered after 18 months and it continued to power on for quite a few years after that. So you only lost money if you sold out of the market.
Right.
If you're just stuck in the market, in fact, if you were investing on a monthly basis, that compounding effect, while you were investing, it was going down. You were buying more units for the period of time it was going down.
Back, yeah.
And the bounce back came back. It was like a slingshot bounce back. And that's what emotionally you say, no, but the market's gone down. I better get out. My money's better in the bank.
Yeah.
It is better in the bank for that little period of time.
Yeah.
But over the 4 or 5 years after that, it was incredible.
Well, that's what they say, is that
return.
whole buy the dip thing, because, it's the best time.
But emotionally, it's
Price is
difficult to do that.
Yes, it is. So
But I also think you went to the root now. You found where that fear started, or that insecurity of what you think the market is. And then you've got to just get a bit deeper into that.
And I could go even deeper just by saying, we've always talked about how my father would say, don't end up like my dad.
Yeah.
So don't end up with nothing. Okay, so logically speaking, I don't want to end up losing all my life savings. So what's the best thing I can do? Keep it liquid.
No,
keep it in my account.
That's for you.
That's why I do it, though.
And that's
I
why.
know it's wrong,
Yeah.
but that's why.
I don't think it's wrong. I think it's your right now.
Yeah.
You just need a different perspective. You need to be with someone, be with an advisor that can show you a different way that then will resonate and feel right with you.
Yes.
Because we all, in our own right, think that what we're doing is right. And you are, with the knowledge and the tools that you have right now. But if you broaden your perspective, and it already has quite a bit with you, I think, even just recording these, not necessarily.
Yeah, and learning my relationship now with growing, because clearly there's obstacles to me growing.
Absolutely.
And it's working on that.
Good stuff.
Well,
Anything
that
to add?
was a quick 7 weeks.
It was, guys.
Wow, we unpacked a lot of stuff in that 7 weeks.
Yeah, a lot to go through.
A lot to think about, a lot to do.
And
Just do
I'm
it.
sure, Bronwyn, you're going to come up with another 7 of something soon.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And definitely, if you have enjoyed this series and these 7 things, please have a look at our website. We will put up some courses that you can just purchase and go through. You don't necessarily have to meet with us and talk with us. If you do want to meet with us, that's also possible. We just want to assist you in your journey.
Wonderful.
Everybody,
Thanks so much.
All right.
be well.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. If you have enjoyed this podcast, would like to subscribe, please visit our website, www.growthfp.co.za. The information we have provided in this podcast is our personal opinion. For more detailed information, please discuss your financial situation with a financial planner.